Life is nothing more than an illusion. Think about that for a second. Are you thinking? Of course you are. Right, let's get down to business. This is my place of thought. This is a place of reflection and the insight of others. The view shows the world in movement. Transit, if you will. The entire world is in motion, like a painting being painted for the first time. The sea is like a mirror and is there to reflect on our souls as we progress our lives from day to day. The sound of cars, like a world moves like an engine rather than the grace of the universe like we think it is. In the footnotes of life, we all think of things differently. We create things when we are bored or scared or just in simple passing influence. Now, can we create anything from here? As a large portion of the area that we can see? Where do we go from there? Do we use them like a theme, like life, to give a broader outlook to the concept of life? To maybe create something spectacular? It can be said within life there are lies that have built a community to see things and hear things that are not real, to give an outlook, to build a legend, to perceive. Then there's a place like Aberystwyth, where the history screams in your face to test you, to create something new. It can be said nothing is new. It is just repeated or put in a different order or done in a different style. I would love to see what people would do to change this landscape. And could that be used on a basis to build a performance? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Just a pure creation in the footnotes of life as they bleed through the fault lines of perception, vision, touch and smell. This leads to the realization of a connection to a spot that we think can lead us to an idea. It can be said that people have an imagination to change the world, but do you see it? I do. Love is nothing more than a thought process. Love. Who made that word? Do any of us know this concept? Because I sure as hell don't. Also, how do we connect it to a place that lures us in? Surely it's the word lure that has more meaning. I think that's what the footnotes of life mean. Surely the lure to be who we are by asking questions about life that leads us to the road to creation. I like the beauty this bridge gives. It tells me to try and unlock and add to the beauty through the thought process. Come and get my majesty, it shouts, telling me every time. During the evening, when I go over this bridge, the moon is dead center, and the reflection looks like a knife coming from the moon to carve the sea in two. Then I get those days where the rain, I feel like I have to pay a toll to see the beauty through the rain. It feels like I'm paying a forward creation toll to be aware of what it can be. The pain of the rain feels like razors on my face as I contemplate and plan and try to inspire myself. The people underneath me walking down to the living being that is Aberystwyth, it makes you want to be young forever and just be a figure standing here. In the process of thought and emotion, the connection to a person or place like this, maybe that's what love is when it comes to the footnotes of life. Life is a growth and experience. In this very spot, life beams from everywhere. Some of the stories you could tell if this bridge was a living being. Don't you think this world seems that little bit more magical when having a connection to something you wish was real? But when it comes to life, it asks the question constantly, do you think it would be better not to answer them? This bridge doesn't answer any questions, so why should we? Suppose that would be ridiculous and ostentatious, but is life a law? Why can't we express ourselves without being judged? Everything needs some sort of permission. Even this beautiful view needs permission. It wasn't just built for someone who gave it permission. This is progress, I suppose. I just don't understand permission for development and creativity. In the purpose of creation in the footnotes of life, surely the questions stay. Like the building blocks, I suppose, for anyone with a spot for creativity to build. But surely everyone has this. The chance to build for betterment, towards the understanding to move forward. To understand the unmistaken, to question the unquestionable nature of life. Is there such a feat as knowing it all? I'm sure there are persons thereupon that think they know a variety of things, but know it all? I highly doubt that. Can you imagine what a boring pastime that is, to know everything? Maybe that's why the footnotes of life are so broad that every insignificant part of that, no one can learn everything. Religion is nothing more than an influence. What do you believe? Do you believe you're a monkey's uncle? Or do you believe the whole white light theory? Or do you just get on with your life? Or do you live in a scrutiny, a pledge to a book of false promises and legends? On this landscape it can be said that religion has a big part of the building blocks of Aberystwyth. From the castle by the sea to the churches all over town. How does this play in belief in the footnotes of life? I believe I haven't seen all of this yet, but I'm a curious person. I am the one that sticks his head through the door as it is just about to shut. Or if I hear a commotion, I am ready with my willful ears, ready to give influence to help me create further. I am surprised by some of the things I hear on this bridge. Sometimes the loneliness hurts, with only the birds chirping and the winds coming from the sea to keep me company. This bridge is a friend of mine, and it says to be my guest, enjoy my view, it says. The little impulse in my mind says, all right, I will gladly pay your toll in the rain to see your beauty. Maybe that's what religion is, an influence to do things rather than believe in books and legends. Places are judgments, not concepts. Can a place be a person? Be its own being? Become something more than the mundane it was built for? Surely the lure and connection to such a random structure confines the untold. Can I see this bridge like a star-crossed lover with many secrets? Can we see a sexual gender from the view? Maybe so, but what? Can it be contradicted on what happens on a particular day? Like the weather on this day, it is dark, moody, with a harsh wind. Is the world sad? And is the bridge a concept for the frown upside down? Are the buses going past hissing particular words and phrases on the wind that helps the footnotes of life carry on the work that is there? Maybe the feel of the cold hard steel on my hands tells me it's cold, but what else does it tell me? Are you in pain, my friend? Are you cold? Or do you generate feelings the wrong way around? Is your cold and heat, or is it vice versa? I must stop talking to this bridge in third-person view, or the men in white coats will come for me on one murky night in May. Or has that already happened? Sometimes I feel like a court jester, standing tall in the middle of this random landmark, contemplating whether this is a living thing. Memories are a place, not an emotion. In the footnotes of life, it can be said that to evoke certain aspects of a person's memory, you must take them to a certain spot. Like a person with Alzheimer's can remember to play the piano perfectly, but forget his 30-year-old daughter in the crowd. I think that is you to me, bridge. You invoke memories in me. Does this bridge do that for you too? I hope so. Do I do that for the bridge? Such an inadequate object to be connected, but the logic is sound. Maybe that's what also influences the footnotes. They make you believe everything is real and anything is possible. I stand here rubbing my temple, some nights asking you to influence my creativity. But then some days, there are days when I think your well has run well and truly dry. Pain is a warning, not the beginning. Have you ever suffered pain? Not physical, I'm quite a wuss when it comes to such matters, but I mean mental pain. An emotion so strong that you just stand. I've had such a feeling. And it happened with you, Bridge. I'd just been told my wife had passed away in a car accident. I dropped my mobile phone as my body ceased to work. I remember looking on your long road over to the other side and asking myself, can I do this? What do I do? I fell to one knee, tears running down my face, my whole body tense and scared of moving. Then as to say, I am there for you, your lone light started to flicker, and I remember saying thank you as I crossed the bridge. You helped me up, Bridge, and in some ways I want to pay you back. Maybe that's the connection rather than influence. Because that story was total utter bollocks. I am young and never dated. But I had you going, didn't I? And Bridge, I had you going, and you lot. Lies can be the door to the truth, not to the end of trust. I can lie, can't I? Everyone lies. Have you ever lied, Bridge? I wonder if the footnotes of life lie. I would say they do, making us believe in books that are full of lies and concepts that are total utter codswallop. That is lying. Why people can't believe what's in front of their eyes rather than looking at an alternative within a book of lies, especially when the science has proven otherwise. If it weren't for science and technology, we would not be the evolved beings we are now. And you would not be here, Bridge. Or you at the back in the black. Or the weird one in the front. Or you in the corner. I see you there. And don't think I don't see you looking in the view that I'm an apple short of a tree, because I am sharper and more impatient than you can understand. Sorry. I get rather passionate about lies. Can you tell? I've been caught short by them in past endeavours. But you can trust me, can't you? You trust me, don't you, Bridge? But I must say this is all rather strange, isn't it? You're not going anywhere, but people leave me and I never see them again. I wonder if I can find a person who would like to keep an eye on you while I'm not around. You give me so much inspiration, Bridge, and you deserve more than just being a simple path you're made to be. Ah, the footnotes of life have answered that question for me. Your keeper is the light at night, so you have enough company. I wonder what the roads have to say, some sort of story they could say, or the flickering street light that watches you from on up high. The footnotes of life are there. We just choose this view. It means so much to the people that use it. They may not admit it, but it's a constant fact. Okay, there is a path beneath that joins the campus together, but just this view, the person who decided to give us such splendor and magnificence and help towards the understanding the footnotes of life. Life is nothing more than an illusion. Love is nothing more than a thought process. Life is a growth and experience. Religion is nothing more than an influence. Places are judgments, not concepts. Memories are a place, not an emotion. Pain is a warning, not the beginning. And footnotes of life are questions in the benign, unquestioning creation. Life is nothing more than an illusion.